Good evening and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am DM Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, tonight's video is a channel news update, update number 45. So just to bring you up to date on some of the things going on with the channel. Once again, the channel is doing very well. It's been growing, growing at between 25 and 30 subs a month. Which is the kind of growth that I was kind of hoping for, or I'm certainly, certainly very appreciative of. This will be the 250th upload on the channel, which I'll get a little certificate from YouTube Buddy for having achieved. So that's something I've been doing a little differently with the channel. Is I've been using YouTube Buddy to give me different targets to hit. So YouTube Buddy tells you, whether or not you're using a, high definition thumbnail, or if your keywords are matching up with the, algorithm searches and such. And it just gives you suggestions, and it gives you in real time your subscription count in real time. And I think it's been useful for me as far as making making sure my videos are getting out there in a more presentable way. And at least internally in my own head, I'm thinking, well, did I do this? Can I change up the words a little bit here to hit some of those recommendations? And I mean, the channel's been steadily growing. I haven't really been doing this long enough with the TubeBuddy to really know if it is making a real impact. But the growth is slightly higher than it was before. So maybe it's a fact, or maybe just as the channel continues to grow, that in itself brings more and more people to it, gets the exposure more so. So that aside, let's move on to some of the things I've been doing recently. So I've expanded the coverage of my channel to include some of the Avalon Hill games that I played back in the early 1980s. So back in the 1980s, I wasn't just Dungeons and Dragons and other role-playing games, but I was also getting into a lot of wargaming, particularly. My favorite game at the time was B-17, Queen of the Skies, which I did a recent video showing off that game. And I'm going to do a gameplay video of that as well. I also just received in the mail the other day Luftwaffe, which was also, it was a multiplayer game, but I always played it solo anyway, when I didn't have friends available. And even though it's a bigger system than B-17, it certainly worked well enough to play it solo. So I enjoyed that, and I'm going to do probably my next video tomorrow. I'm expecting a snow day tomorrow, so be on the lookout for a video upload tomorrow as well. Moving on, I had done in a previous video, I had spoken about the Blackest of Deaths from Bloat Games, and during my preview I kind of misjudged what the Meat Grinder booklet was. I thought it was just a condensed version of like a player's handbook version of the core rules, but it does actually make a major rule change that ups the ante. So this version, aka the Meat Grinder version, is actively opposed to your character's survival. I would wish you luck, but even that is forbidden in these pages. And the core difference of the rules that I've read through is that, let me just get to the page. So under the core rule mechanics, you still have the hindrances. There are no benefits in this edition. So then you still have advantages. So when rolling with advantage, the player rolls the 2d20 plus the 2d6 simultaneously picking the highest of the results. And then disadvantage is they roll 2d20 and 2d6 simultaneously picking the lowest results. And so advantage and disadvantage, but when you gain an advantage, you're not going to gain the benefit that you normally would with the normal play. And so that might not seem like it's a big deal. It's not like, well, I just don't get the additional effects of a critical hit. Those advantages or disadvantages happen more often with each of your rolls. And so the, so it is really sacrificing quite a bit not getting those benefits. So that's a slight modification. I still haven't played it through. So I will test both variations of the gameplay very soon. So I am working on an adventure for the Blackest of Deaths, which I am almost certain I will actually launch that during the Christmas break. So anytime between December 20th and January 2nd, I will be running that game adventure, and I'll probably run it several times during that week to really give a lot of exposure to both the game as well as this channel, and and to my adventure writing as well. So looking forward to doing that. Looking forward. So as I said, Luftwaffe is going to be the next game that I show on the channel. And I also picked up during this past couple of days my copies of Pathfinder First Edition. I got the 3 core books, and I've never done a review or a preview. I've actually never looked at the core edition of those books before. I had the starter box of Pathfinder, and that's pretty much it. But since I've been collecting all of my D&D editions, I was trying to get 3.5 in D&D, and that fell through on eBay. I got outbid, so but I spotted the Pathfinder bundle, and so I grabbed those 3 core books, and I'll talk about those as well. And then, last but not least, I'll be looking for, I have notes actually this time, so it's not an Unscripted and Unchained, channel news update. I'm looking to find other channels that I can feature on my channel, and hopefully they will reciprocate as well. So if you have a channel that is dedicated to RPGs, or in this case now like Avalon Hill Games, which I'm going to delve a little bit more into over the next couple of weeks and months ahead. If you have a channel that you would like to collaborate with me, and if we have similar interests, just leave a comment in the comments section. I'll take a look at it, and if it's something that I see that is a channel that I would like to single boost as well, then we can get together and we can do that for each other. So once again, thank you for joining the channel. If this is your first time visiting, I look forward to continue giving you content that you're looking for. So if there's games out there that you'd like for me to take a look at, just leave a comment in the section below. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and share these videos out there. That's the best way to get to get the channel seen as far as the algorithm is considered. And if you're in the Northeast or in anywhere in this snow belt right now, this pretty heavy storm hitting us, please be careful out there. And I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen sometime soon. You'll have a great evening.